At 7:02 p.m. This is a regular meeting of the governing body of the Borough of Bloomingdale, Tuesday, June 26, 2018. I'd ask at this time if everyone could please rise to salute our nation's flag. I pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all. Roll call, please.
Mayor Dudley.
Here.
Councilman Costa.
Here.
Mono.
Here.
Del Ripa.
Here.
Hudson.
Present.
Sondemire.
Here.
Yasi.
Here. Also with us, Brianna Calabro, our clerk, and Borough Attorney Dawn Sullivan this evening. This is a official meeting of the governing body of the Borough of Bloomingdale. On December 27, 2017, the date, time, and place of this meeting was faxed and mailed to Open News Media and posted here at Borough Hall. We have no presentations, no early executive. There are a few non-agenda items that I will announce now, and if any public, during the agenda portion of public comment, wishes to speak. Number one is hiring of a part-time camp counselor. Number two is a resolution purchasing the Kubota tractor backhoe through one of our co-ops for the utility. Number three is waiving a CCO fee for 2111 Avalon Way. Number four is amending resolution 2018-617 estimated tax bills. Because the state has not passed the state budget, we must do estimated tax bills. And we do it to what we anticipate the final tax rate will be from the state, the county, and et cetera. The one we did last meeting did not have the open space tax, so we just had to amend that. That's what we're doing. So those are four non-agenda items. With that said, I need a motion to open for early public comment, which is agenda items. Who makes that motion?
Second.
Any I'm sorry, all in favor?
Aye.
Is anyone wishing to speak to an agenda item? Please come on up. How are you, Jen? Good. Very well.
I have several questions regarding the backhoe.
Sure.
What budget is it coming out of?
100% capital from the utility.
Okay, so in other words, 22% of the population of Bloomingdale, which is the ratepayers, are going to have to bear the burden of that expense. Even though DPW apparently also uses this backhoe.
We have another backhoe that was purchased in 2012 approximately. That was purchased from both utility. It was a shared purchase from the utility and the general. And that is used 80% by utility, 20% by DPW.
That's not what I heard the other night when
well, actually,
they were
the
here.
Superintendent misspoke, and he was later corrected if you heard the foreman correct him on that.
I heard.
So but that's that backhoe. This backhoe is going to be used by the utility department for the increased workload we've been giving them on doing a lot of work in-house. Particularly the first one that it'll be used on is Red Twig Trail. So that one project's going to pay for this unit. Will DPW use it in its history of ownership? I'm sure they will, but percentage-wise, it will be the utility.
It is my understanding from that previous meeting that it will take 3 months to deliver this piece of equipment.
Yeah.
So, in other words, you're holding off Red Twig
Red
for
Twig,
3 months?
no, Red Twig hasn't even gone to design or bid. We just received the surveys on Friday.
That's not what Frankie said. Frankie said they were starting it in July.
We just received the surveys.
You want to replay the tapes? It's on the
I'm not
tapes.
going to debate you. We received the surveys on Friday. There's been no design on the project yet. I don't think they'll be starting Red Twig.
Well,
anytime
you
soon.
know, there's several people up here on the board that really, you don't have the water utility. We do. You keep raising it and raising it. You have the $7 a month or quarterly for the meters.
Mhm.
Is that going into a line item not to be touched for anything?
Yeah, 1,000% dedicated to meters.
The DPW will be using this new backhoe to fill the trucks with gravel and whatever once those holes are dug up on Red Twig, correct?
It'll be used for various purposes.
Right.
Assuming that's
Well,
one, that is a utility
DPW
function.
is going to be using it, and my point is, my ex-husband worked for the Borough of Nutley, and he was in the water department. So I understand how the water department works. It hasn't changed. What's going on here is unfair to the 22% of people in this town who wind up paying the freight for this backhoe, which everybody in town, as you have said, Mr. Mayor, will benefit from. It is not fair. And when will the next water increase come because of this purchase?
So, I'm glad you asked that question. There has not been a water rate increase since 2008. We have built the water surplus to excess of $1 million that did not exist ever before. We have also invested, as you can see throughout town, instead of putting Band-Aids on things, which has happened in the past in the history of the borough, we're making the capital investment. We've reduced subcontracting labor by $500,000 because we no longer sub out like we used to, because we provided the tools for our staff to do the work. So the utilities are in good shape. Our utility debt is remain constant. This
What is our debt?
in the utility right now,
Yes,
4 million, I believe.
4 million.
I believe it is. I'm just going from memory.
So another $46,000 is nothing.
Again, it's
It
not
is
going
to the
to answer your
ratepayers.
question. It's not going to increase the user's rate. That was your question, and that is the answer to your question. And with
Mr.
some,
Mayor,
and with some very near future development, surplus in utility is only going to grow immensely.
And that doesn't mean that the water rates are going to drop.
No, but
22% of the people in this town
Yeah.
are paying.
Do we need to
for
go into the
this.
history of why only 22%?
I understand it because
Okay.
I sat up there and I
Yeah, it's
fought
nothing to
against
do-
Linda
it's
Huntley
nothing to
when
do-
she raised the water rates twice in 1 year because she mismanaged.
I'm not going to debate the
I
timing.
don't want to see that happening again.
Okay, well, obviously, you can rest assured that the utility is actually not being mismanaged. It's being managed probably the best it's ever been, number one. Number two, you want to talk about the history of the utility. The reason our rates are high, and they are high, is because we have so much excess capacity because the town in the 70s bought so much capacity and then went and saved quite a bit of the town, which is a good thing. Northern Green State Forest, et cetera, et cetera. So those few users, okay, pay that bill. So our rate is high as a result. The answer is add more users, which we are striving to do, and sell capacity, which we have done. In 2014, we sold $1 million worth of capacity to Riverdale, thus building surplus, thus maintaining rate, thus not increasing your rate.
Okay, now, when they build on Federal Hill,
Mhm.
what is going to get the water up to there? Is there going to have to be another water tower?
No.
Becomes a question.
Absolutely not. We are actually converting to Butler as our main supply, the water tower on Salvation.
Because that was a
on-
discussion in 2008.
The answer is no. The answer is no. And if that was to occur, guess who's paying for it? The developer, not the town. But that's not the case. The developer will pay the entire hookup, and that potential development there is going to bring in excess of $2.5 million in hookup and permit fees on utilities. So that's a separate story. Your question was about the backhoe, which is a sound investment and is going to pay for itself with the continued work we're doing within our own department. Again, we reduced our subcontracting cost by $500,000. Ray, did you have something?
Yeah, and you kept saying 22% of the people. There's about
In town.
2,500 homes in this town.
Right.
About 2,000 of them are attached to the utility. That's not
Okay.
22%,
Right.
All
that's
right,
close to
so
75%.
2,000 homeowners are paying for equipment that the whole town is going to benefit by? How, you're talking about how
Well,
many
wait,
people?
Wait, yeah, no, this is
Excuse
where
me,
you're
but I'm
skewing
asking
the
a
facts.
question. I'm asking a question. How many homes are in town?
About 2,500.
2,000 homes are paying it?
Yeah,
And there's 25 homes?
2,500.
2,500.
2,500 homes, 2,000 of them are attached to the utility. And this is being used for utility service.
But it's also being used by DPW. Why isn't it half of
I,
the
th-
homes?
I think
Why-
there's, I think there's a problem with the idea, the resource that's going to be used, Jen, by the by the DPW is the older tractor.
Correct.
But nevertheless, I do agree with some of the things that Jen is saying here,
right.
that the DPW still benefits by the utility
The
granting
greater
that
town
resource.
benefits, correct.
So I just think that, I agree with some of that.
The town people benefit by the water department's other trucks from the snowfall.
Correct.
That's right.
So-
So everybody benefits from that, so if you really want to get.
Right.
I think we've got to find some way to track resources.
50/50? 50% from the utility, 50% from DPW. It
Because
spreads out.
DPW is not going to be using
Come on,
this new
Jonathan.
backhoe 50% of the time. Seriously. Seriously.
Um,
You are
The entire
absolutely.
That is not what
benefits.
Gallagher said. Gallagher said 70, 75%. Without
That is what he
runtime
said.
logs, we don't know. We're guessing.
Time out.
I'm talking about the existing
We're
machine.
buying a new one. The new one is going to be 100%
Correct.
used
Utility.
by utility.
Correct.
Granted.
Parked at utility offices. It's not going to go in DPW whatsoever.
It's going to load.
I
You
don't.
know,
Material.
now, to John's point, would it ever be in
Right.
case of an emergency?
The other one
Yeah,
broke.
of course.
We
that's
got to
fine.
load salt. Of course.
When I had discussions with Frankie said, Tony, I got a problem because the DPW needs the current tracker, the backhoe they have.
Well, no,
That
the
means
current
there's a
one
case.
they have
Right.
is sitting at utility. We're not talking about buying that one. We already own that.
I understand.
We're not
We're
discussing
leveraging the
that.
new one so the
Right,
DPW
we're
can
discussing the
have
new
the
one,
older one.
and I'm telling you, the new one is going to be used by the utility. And I said in
And
my
if
opening
I see
remarks.
it out on
No,
doing
no, no, no.
DPW
My opening
work,
remarks were.
can I come back in here and raise holy hell?
You can come back in here and do whatever you please to do. My opening statement was that I'm sure someday it will be used. Let's say the newer one that sits at DPW, used by DPW, breaks during a snowstorm. Of course the new one is going to be used by DPW to load
So-
salt.
So then, does the DPW pay for the usage of that vehicle when it uses it to offset some of the costs
Well, I
that
see,
the
but I-
ratepayers,
okay.
that the ratepayers are paying?
My position is,
Why not?
my position is that there's enough shared usage that it's an equal balance. Like John's point earlier, when the utility trucks plow snow, okay, we're not charging the general budget. We are for salary and wages, okay, but not the use of a truck. So it works both ways, and at the end of the day, it's a wash.
So all the more reason, 23,000 from DPW, 23,000 from the utility.
Duly noted.
It is the fair thing to do for the ratepayers in this town.
Duly noted.
Thank
Respect your
you.
comments. Thank you. Anyone else? Seeing no one, motion to close. Second?
Second?
All in favor?
Aye.
Thank you. Moving along. Reports. Bree, do you have anything for us?
Just what I sent to council, everyone just respond to me on the stormwater videos that you have to watch. Just confirm that you watch it by the 30th.
Which is Friday.
Real simple.
It's real simple. Just, yeah, you gotta that's part of our stormwater management rules and regulations. Guys, everyone just tap your mic because there was issues. Everyone working? Yeah. All right, try to get close because there's the recording is being soft, so we need to make sure it's clear. Okay, Dawn, anything for us?
Nothing this evening, Mayor.
Any council member have anything for us?
Just the event on Saturday. We got really lucky with the weather. It was a really nice day and night. It seemed like a big success with the food trucks, the beer garden, all the events we had going on, the sword swallowing, which was pretty interesting.
Pretty freaky.
The stapling of dollar bills to his chest, which
It's very weird.
weird, but that was interesting.
It was an absolutely phenomenal day, and I thank the 100th anniversary committee led by Councilman D'Amato and Mike Sonnemeyer stepping up. Everyone who helped. It was just a good day, and it was certainly pins and needles at 8 a.m. when John and I were making the decision of
Going back
to
and
move
forth.
forward. And fireworks are great, food was great, bands are great, company was great. It was good. So good time had by all. Thank you. Anything else? Anyone else? The only thing I have is Sloan Park will resume construction on July 2nd. So I am told. So we can hope that will pursue. Apparently, there's been something on Facebook that we're building condos in Sloan Park, so
That's right.
that is not true, and I will respond to Facebook when I see it.
That was a joke. I mean,
Oh, was it a
the person-
joke?
The person did mark it as a joke.
Oh, I didn't see it. I
Somebody
just
just took
heard
it
it.
seriously.
And other people have responded that
Okay,
Yeah.
I didn't see it, I just heard about it.
No, yeah,
That's what, it's not.
it
a
was
funny-
misinterpreted, you know how those things go.
It's just not a funny joke. Thank you. All right, moving along. I need a motion for consent agenda resolution 622 through 630. Who makes that motion?
Second.
Any discussion? Roll call, please.
Costa,
Yes.
Tomato,
Yes.
Delripa,
Yes.
Hudson,
Yes.
Stonemeyer,
Yes.
Gassie,
Yes.
Moving to pending business, item A, second final reading on ordinance 16, 2018. This is simply amending Chapter 2, Section 80, listing fees for the journals and T-shirts that are being sold. Auditor requires that to be listed as a collectible fee. Public notice statement, please.
Yes, Mr. Mayor, this ordinance was posted in the municipal building, published in the Herald News, copies were made available to the public so that a motion may be made that it be read by title.
And who makes that motion, please?
So moved.
Second?
All in favor?
Aye.
An ordinance of the Borough of Bloomingdale and the County of Passaic, State of New Jersey, amending Chapter 2, Administration, Article 8, Policies and Procedures, Section 2-80, fee charge for municipal services of the Code of the Borough of Bloomingdale.
Thank you. Motion to open public hearing.
So moved.
Second?
All in favor?
Aye.
Anyone from the public wishing to speak to 16, 2018, please come on up. Seeing no one, motion to close.
So moved.
Second, please.
Second?
All in favor?
Aye.
And who moves to adopt?
So moved.
Second?
Any discussion? Roll call, please.
Tomato,
Yes.
Delripa,
Yes.
Hudson,
Yes.
Stonemeyer,
Yes.
Gassie,
Yes.
Costa.
Yes.
Thank you. Item B, second and final reading, ordinance 17, 2018, amending Chapter 3, 3.3, our litter fee ordinance. Public notice statement, please.
Yes, Mr. Mayor, this ordinance was posted in the municipal building, published in the Herald News, and copies were made available to the public so that a motion may be made that it be read by title.
And who makes that motion?
So moved.
Second.
All in favor?
Aye.
An ordinance of the Borough of Bloomingdale, County of Passaic, State of New Jersey, amending Chapter 3, Police Regulations, Section 3-3, littering of the Code of the Borough of Bloomingdale.
And I need a motion to open the public hearing.
So moved.
Second.
All in favor?
Aye.
Any motion to speak to 17, 2018? Seeing no one, motion to close. Anybody? Rich, who else?
Second.
Thank you. All in favor?
Aye.
And who moves to adopt?
So moved.
Was there?
I heard two, so pick one. Mike, was that you?
Yep.
Discussion. Just reminding everyone, what we're doing, increasing our fine from $500 to $2,500 for littering. We're really going to crack down on all forms of littering, particularly roadside littering from vehicles, and new signage, tasteful signage will be put up and paid for by clean communities, and we need to try to put a dent in some of this. Any other comment? Roll call, please.
Delripa,
Yes.
Hudson,
Yes.
Stonemeyer,
Yes.
Gassie,
Yes.
Costa,
Yes.
Tomato.
Yes.
You good? Item C, second final reading, 2018 Sloan Park improvements. Public notice statement, please.
Yes, Mr. Mayor, this ordinance was posted in the municipal building, published in the Herald News, and copies were made available to the public so that a motion may be made that it be read by title.
And who makes that motion?
So moved.
Second?
All in favor?
Aye.
Bond ordinance providing for Sloan Park Bridge and stream improvements in and by the Borough of Bloomingdale, County of Passaic, State of New Jersey, appropriating $200,000 therefore and authorizing the issuance of $190,000 bonds or notes of the borough to finance part of the cost thereof.
Thank you. Need a motion for a public hearing?
So moved.
Second.
All in favor?
Aye.
Anyone wishing to speak to 2018? Seeing no one, motion to close.
So moved.
Second?
All in favor?
Aye.
Who moves to adopt?
So moved.
Second.
Discussion? Just for the record, $190,000 we needed to add to the Sloan Park project as a result of metal and rubber found in some earth movement that has to be cleaned and disposed of, as well as a failing wall. Remember, this project was 6 years in the making, so these new costs have arisen, bless you, and needed to be funded. Any other comment? Roll call, please.
Hudson,
Yes.
Sondemire,
Yes.
Yazdi,
Yes.
Costa,
Yes.
Tomato,
Yes.
Delriba,
Yes. New business. Need a motion for Resolution 18-6.31, payment of the bills. Who makes that motion?
So moved.
Second.
Any discussion?
Just item 01463, lines 1 through 5, and then there's another one under line 01463, line item 1. I'm going to recuse from that.
Duly noted. Any other comment?
I'm going to recuse myself from 04291, both lines.
Okay. Any other comment? Can I have a roll call, please?
Sondemire,
Yes.
Yazdi,
Yes.
Costa,
Yes.
Tomato,
Yes.
Delriba,
Yes.
Hudson,
Yes, with the exception of PO 18-00863.
Okay, thank you. You good? Next, I need a motion for Resolution 18-6.32, authorizing the purchase of a police vehicle through the Cranford Police Cooperative Pricing. First, who makes that motion?
So moved. Second.
Any discussion? This is a budgeted item. This is not part of capital financing. This is within the police budget. $34,061.75 for a new 2018 Police Interceptor SUV. Any other comment? Roll call, please.
Yazdi,
Yes.
Costa,
Yes.
Tomato,
Yes.
Delriba,
Yes.
Hudson,
Yes.
Sondemire,
Yes.
Now I need a resolution motion for 18-6.33, authorizing the purchase of backhoe bucket through state contract A85-848. This is not the backhoe. This is a bucket attachment for an existing backhoe. It's been in the capital, approved by the governing body, just as the authorization to purchase through Jesco Inc. under state contract, $6,900. Who makes that motion?
So moved. Second.
Any further discussion?
John, which backhoe is this going on?
Well, we didn't authorize the other one, so if we purchase under non-agenda the new one, it'll be that one. If not, this will just be a tool to be used on the existing one.
Under
It's
the
a
new
quick, it's a
one-
claw that picks up,
Yeah, I
yeah.
would imagine the claw comes with it, so then we wouldn't need.
No,
this
no, it doesn't.
If we approve that.
It doesn't. Separate item.
Wait,
Needed-
I'm sorry, which one is this
Frankly,
for?
that's what he-
It's needed,
telling me.
it's, this
So-
this piece is needed no matter what we move, however we move with the new Kubota backhoe on non-agenda. And it was authorized in capital as well as the other backhoe, so nothing's changed.
All right, I'd like
But
to
is this-
table this.
Just for a
Let's
second.
table this until we know what we're doing with the next one. Now I'd like to have a conversation. Because
Uh,
I had a quick conversation with Frankie. He didn't ask
Is
us.
this for the excavator,
Th-
or
this-
is this for the backhoe?
This,
There's two different machines. The excavator usually has a claw attachment you can buy for it to pull pipe out of the ground. It's a claw. Is this going on the backhoe, the 310 that the DPW uses?
yes,
So it's going on that?
correct,
Okay.
correct. It has nothing to do with the new one, although it could be adapted to that, but it's out of, yes.
It can't be adapted to the Kubota. It can't. It's two different machines.
This request of authorization, Ray, came from the utility department. Came from
Actually, I had a
Frank.
conversation.
All right, so you motion to table,
I would-
but I'd ask we take a recess and you make that phone call tonight, because I think, again, because we don't meet again until July 17th.
I'm just saying, it's not like they're waiting for a project to be done with this.
Again.
If the other one doesn't get, you know what, I'll tell you what, why don't we do that if the other one doesn't get approved? I agree. Then we can decide.
I misunderstood what you're asking me to do.
So if the other one doesn't get approved, and now this part is needed to do whatever they gotta do for utility, then I agree with you, but
Make a motion to table, and we'll have a discussion.
back to it.
We'll come back to it.
motion to table.
Do I have a second to table?
Second.
Resolution 33? We'll keep that number, though? We'll keep that number. Okay, do I have a second? I'm sorry. D'Amato, second that?
Yes.
All in favor?
Aye.
Okay, item D. Resolution 6.24, renewal of 2018-19 liquor license throughout the borough. You've all been sent the documentation. Do I have a motion, please?
So moved.
Second. Any discussion? These have all been cleared by the police department, tax division, et cetera. So, any further discussion?
I'm just recusing myself for this one because it has to do with the fire.
Okay, so we'll do a roll call then. Roll call.
Costa?
Yes.
Lopez?
Well, on the one.
Yes.
Hudson?
Yes.
Sondemire?
Yes.
Gutsy?
Yes.
Good. Thank you. Non-agenda items. I need a motion for resolution 18-6.25, hiring of a part-time, I'm sorry? 35. I'm sorry, my bad. 35, hiring of a part-time summer camp counselor, Colleen Cook, who makes that motion.
So moved.
Second?
All in favor?
Aye.
Next, I need a motion for 18-6.36, the authorization of purchase of Kubota tractor through the ESCNJ Cooperative in the amount of $46,209.66. Who makes that motion?
So moved.
Second.
Any discussion?
Yeah, John, you know, the point that was brought up, if it's gonna take 3 months for this to come in, then we have to put Red Twig on hold until this arrives, because that's the only reason I'm gonna be voting positively for this, because it makes no sense to spend $15,000 on a rental, you know, when we could have been halfway there, right, or a third of the way there. So,
Yeah.
that's what I need from you, the commitment.
I don't-
that We're gonna put that whole project on hold if
Well-
this takes 3 or 4 months to come in.
Okay.
On the other
Actually-
hand,
I don't disagree, but two things. One, if they could start doing curb boxes with the equipment they have.
Okay.
So not on hold. Let them
Okay.
let them do what they need to do without renting anything else. That's what
there you go.
fine.
Right.
So if they want to start tomorrow
Any tools,
doing curb boxes,
rental, right.
which I don't think they're near ready to do, I'll allow that as long as there's no additional expenditure in the rental of equipment because of this purchase. Secondly, this purchase is not just for that project, as you know. I mean, there's more to come.
I'm sure it's gonna be used for
Okay.
the next 10 years, right?
Minimum.
That, actually, Ray, and I'm kind of with John on this one, it's not going to be just used for the project. And part of the reason I'm voting yes tonight for this is, I did my homework and I had my discussions. And one of the things that came up recently was the old one that they're using, they were on a project, went down to the DPW, and it wouldn't start, as that's happened many times. So then they had to pull up a piece of equipment off another project, wait for that to get back down to the DPW. It's a waste of time, it's a waste of labor. We can't, if that piece of equipment that's down there now is not reliable and it's on its last leg, as far as I'm concerned, it needs to be replaced. So that is the reason why I'm voting yes for it tonight.
And
I just don't think that we can continue to dump a bunch of money into something that it's really not worth dumping a bunch of money into anymore. Not when, if it's preventing our guys from doing a job. So they're using, so I guess I would agree with John, to put Star Lake on hold, we're not just buying this just for that project. We're continuing to use all that equipment. And this was a water department project that they were working on. So that's a problem for me. And, if our guys can't do the job with the equipment that they have, then it's a problem.
Right. And there's nothing, yeah.
I fully agree with what Dawn's saying, but that backhoe down that loads material for the utility department is a DPW resource, not a utility resource. And it's not being appropriated correctly in my
Duly
opinion.
noted. We've had this discussion
I'm
numerous
just going to
times.
put in my 2 cents about this because I'm a no-vote. And I understand, I talked to Frank a long time. I went and talked to the mechanics. I talked to the superintendent. Okay? My opinion is, and we were told by a company that came here, and we spent money for them to come here and give us advice, is that we're not sharing equipment properly. If you're doing a project, and Red Twig is the topic because that's our upcoming project. If you're not down there making sure your resources are running and being used, you wait to the last minute, shame on the guy in charge.
Agreed.
Shame on him.
It's a
Okay.
30-year-old backhoe.
I understand exactly what it is. It's been sitting there, and they said it was going to go away when we bought the other one in 2012, or whenever
When
it was.
when it dies was what.
It'll go away.
Was
If
correct.
that- Right? Every
Hasn't
time
died
I've
yet.
been down there, I've asked people to start it, starts.
Right. Well,
The problem with the fuel problems when Frankie had the last water, not during the summer, is because it was not plugged in to the heater because it's a diesel engine. It gelled up. Okay? The last time when they had a water break, I had 3 of them in a row, I'm not sure if, because they told me it didn't start again. But it does start. I talked to the mechanic, it does start. The mechanic's problem is the arm that goes between the 2 arms that come down and hold the bucket in place. There's an I-beam that goes across that holds them parallel with one another so they don't twist. Has a crack in it, okay? It's had a crack since day one, so we bought this other backup. That's why we bought the other backup. If that backhoe, in my opinion, is deemed unsafe, why did we keep it for 2 years and still using it?
It's no. You know the answer to that. It's not roadworthy. They
I'm
can
not.
use it for loading. They
I
can-
understand all
Not
that.
roadworthy.
So if it's,
but
if
distinguish
it's
the
used,
difference.
if it's used for loading, which the excuse is why the machine's got to come back, why aren't you using that machine for loading and leaving the machine on site? Now, if you're doing a water project, red twigs to top, there's plenty of, and to worry about material. There's a dead-end street up there that goes to nowhere, that you could have a tandem load of stone drop there, and you could put what's the thing they put?
Yeah, I know you're going, but where's the contractor going to put all his material?
We're
talking
doing
about-
this, we have to figure that out. Where's the
But
contractor
don't
doing it?
assume
Where's
that
the
that
contractor?
cul-de-sac is wide open.
Where's, not the cul-de-sac, where's the contractor putting the stuff on Leary? On the road. Okay, and he
Yeah,
cleans up every day and does that. Any big project, the contractor's gonna make a mess of the road one way or the other. And the problem, for me, if you're gonna do all the water boxes now, that's disturbance of curbing, it's disturbance of sidewalks, because some of the water boxes are in the sidewalks, I walked the whole thing. Some of them between the curbing and the sidewalk.
And
If you use your resources properly and you manage your time properly, there's enough equipment in this town to do that job. You should not be down there, the way Frank explained it to me, and take mason dumps of dirt that has to be removed, dump them down to DPW, and then pick them up again and put them in a dumpster.
Touching the fire 3 times.
You never move dirt, because I talked to other people, you never move dirt 3 times. You should be moving it from the site to wherever it's got to go. If we're putting a dumpster in a DPW, there's a place to put a dumpster up on the street and fill it up with dirt and have them pick it up there and go. We're spending manpower 3 and 4 times for a project. And this is how they plan it, which is fine, that's the way they do it.
We're not putting dirt in the dumpster, we're putting it on the...
No, you're not. You're putting it in Valero's dumpster, because we were told excess dirt that cannot be used back in the hole, they have to get rid of it.
Well, it doesn't, right, eventually goes out.
It goes out, but they come and they dump it on the ground, because they have to get enough for the dumpster to be full. This is what he said. And then they pick it up again, and then they put it in the dumpster. So that's 4 people doing one man's job. My opinion. Okay? So I think we have the resources to do it. If the water department needed a backhoe tomorrow, and we're doing a project, we don't have the resources, I'd vote yes in a heartbeat. I believe we have the resources here to do the job. That's just my opinion.
Duly noted. Any other comment? Can I have a roll call, please?
Sweattick?
No.
Littlefield?
Yes.
Hudson?
Yes.
Sondemire?
No.
Gassie?
Yes.
Costa?
No.
Right, so you got to call me for a vote?
Dunleavy?
Yes. I need a motion for resolution 6.37, authorizing to waive a CCO fee for 2111 Avalon Way. First, give me the motion, please.
So moved.
I have a second?
Second.
Discussion. I just received a request from a resident who 3 months ago moved into Avalon apartment, paid her CCO $100, did her inspection. Tragically, was recently rushed to the hospital, diagnosed with MS, and now has to move to the first floor. And asked if we would waive the $100 because it's within 3 months. And I'm asking the council to support that, fully supported by the construction office. So that's where I'm at on this. So if I have an all in favor on that, please.
All right.
Good. Any opposed? Thank you. Resolution 18.6.38, amending Resolution 18.6.17, estimated tax bill. Again, we're just estimating our billing because we need money to pay the bills, and it'll be based on our assumption. We know what our tax rate is, we know what the Board of Ed is, county, but you just don't, until you get the blessing from the state on state aid and all their bells and whistles, we have to estimate it. And the one we did last meeting did not include the open space tax. So a simple amendment, we're not changing anything other than that, because we wanted to get these bills out by the end of the week. So can I have a motion for that?
So moved.
Second.
Any discussion?
John, it was just a vote in the state.
Not on the budget.
Did it defeat it on the budget like last week?
Budget did not pass.
It didn't pass? Any indications
No.
of when it's going to pass?
No.
Or is it like a big fight?
It's a big fight. Big fight. I think the governor actually said he will not sign a budget unless he has a tax increase in it.
So to say, hey, let's wait 2 weeks and see if it
And
passes.
the senator leader said, he's got a new school funding formula they're fighting about. So we shall see.
Well,
I think
actually,
there's going to be a government shutdown, although they exempted the parks and beaches, which I thought was kind of neat this time.
The statements I saw today also involved NJ Transit, and because apparently the Senate's bill didn't meet the governor's
Right.
requirements too. So I believe he said that we've got 5 days, we can get this done, but it hasn't been done in the last 5 days either, so.
I'm actually going to Trenton tomorrow to lobby with the League of Municipality on 3 issues. One is the budget. 2 is we energy tax receipts. We get an energy tax receipt based on taxes received on energy, taxes received on utilities within the town, on rights of ways and things. And they've been taking that money. It went from $500,000 to about $150,000 over the last 10 years, and they look to take more. The third item is, which we did a resolution on the consent agenda, the legislation looking to pass a bill, and it's a tough one, but I just don't, it needs tweaking. I'm not against it, but it needs new language. They want to pass a bill, and I know we have firemen in the room, so you might be upset. It's like the cancer bill, that a fireman, paid or volunteer, okay, paid or volunteer, during their duty or retired, any form of cancer they ever get in their life is automatically deemed fireman related and will be covered under workers' compensation. So I have no problem with obviously protecting firemen, but they need to put parameters, types of cancers. I mean, if a guy's retired 30 years and I'll pick about, gets rectal cancer, why should towns' workers' comp insurance pick up that exposure? So we're gonna have a conversation. I'm not opposing it, just they need to have more parameters. So those 3 issues, I'm actually in Trenton tomorrow with our senators trying to talk about it with the League of Municipalities. So,
Well, the reason why I brought up the whole tax thing, last year, if you recall, we did it.
right.
Because the county hadn't passed theirs, and then within a week, they passed.
No, that last year was also the state.
Yeah,
Remember?
was it also the
Yeah,
state?
yeah, the county was late in reviewing, but it was, remember Christie, the whole beach thing, sitting on the beach when they were closed? Yeah, same thing now.
How do you forget that?
Right.
I forget that.
I don't forget, yeah, exactly.
Yeah, so
So what's?
We
the
have to bill to
last
collect
date that we
money.
have to do this? That we have-
we have to bill it this week so we can pay the bills. You run out of cash. You have to bill to receive your August bill, your August tax quarter due, August 1st. So we want those bills out by the end of the week. Former tax office person Bree, nod. It's not an option. This one you're not tabling.
No, not table,
I'm teasing.
but
We're gonna vote on that,
waiting
right?
until the last minute will be once.
No. I have my CFO, my treasurer saying that these need to go out.
Well,
Yes.
again, our next
No,
opportunity
I'm
would
just
be
saying,
July
they can't wait
17th,
until the
right?
17th.
These are going
I
out
get it.
yeah, Friday.
You can't wait until the 17th our next meeting.
These bills are going
If the
out.
last day is the 14th,
Then
let's
we
get
just,
it out on the 14th.
the difference is we're billing it as close to the actual billing we know will be. Whereas last year we went high because we didn't have any idea on, maybe it was the county portion at that time. So we just amended fourth quarter to actual, so. Yeah, I hear you, but we have no choice, so. All right, you want to roll call? Can I have it all in favor on that, please?
Aye.
Thank you. Always a pleasure. I now, excuse me, did we do everything?
No, you got one more, I think.
I'm sorry. Oh, yes, no, we're going to, we're going to go to late public comment, then we're going to adjourn, and Councilman Yazdi and I are going to make a phone call, and the public will have an opportunity if they wish to speak on that resolution about the backhoe claw, because we need to understand it.
I specifically
Well,
asked
I
the
wanna-
question. He said we would save
Look,
the
listen.
15,000 and we don't need this. if we pass
Okay,
it,
then,
which would be a
then,
$20,000.
then entertain me with,
I thought it was on
once
the
public
second.
comment is completed,
22.
we take a 5-minute recess and I'll make that phone call, just to hear that
Recess,
myself.
thank you.
I'm sorry?
You'd said adjournment before, I was
Recess.
going to correct you.
Recess, thank you. All right, I need a motion to open late public comment.
So moved.
Second.
All in favor?
Aye.
Anyone wishing to speak to the governing body, please come on up, state your name and address for the record.
It's not about counting T-shirts, is it?
Hi, Rich Bowd, 16 High Street, Bloomingdale, New Jersey. This is a question for the mayor.
Yes, sir.
The problem we're having on Hamburg Turnpike with the car lot there.
With the car lot up by Warren, Elizabeth and all?
No,
Right down here, right?
Oh, with, yeah,
Where
that,
all the cars in the road, no plates on them, and all over Casey's or the gym mill across the
yeah.
street, no plates on
It's
them.
being dealt with. I just had a conversation with construction, because across the street is not in a permitted use to put those vehicles there. Plus they go over the white line, they don't leave a shoulder, it's very dangerous, yeah.
I mean, they're dumping cars right,
On Hamburg Turnpike.
yeah, 7:30 at night, and it's getting dust, they're unloading cars. I talked to the guy who rents at Pete's, and 2 months ago, why is everybody picking on him for it? I seen that same guy last night, and he's raising, I can't unload,
Well, it was, I've received complaints, it was given to the traffic department, and they're gonna handle it.
Yeah, well, I mean, is that a property maintenance job? Or?
No, it's a traffic
Traffic?
issue, right. The issue of them in Casper's bar parking lot is a zoning issue.
Well, 3 days last week, they were working on the car, they had the whole dashboard assembly out on the road, and they were working on it.
Well,
yeah.
I can't imagine they had it in the road, but if they do,
Well, I
God
mean,
forbid, you gotta call police, yeah.
Well, tonight, there's two, their rear ends over the white line, sticking out with no
We need,
plates.
when you see it, call, and when the police see it, we've been confronting them, but it has to be a permanent
Yeah.
resolution to it. Part of the problem,
It's an eyesore, period, really.
it's one of many.
Thank you, sir.
Thank you. I was gonna say, part of the problem is a lot of this is pre-zoning, so when we go to look for resolutions that say, okay, you can only have 6 cars here, or you can only have 3 cars here, it doesn't exist, because they've all been in place before zoning. So the ordinance review committee is exploring that problem, If we have a body shop that's been here 30 years and has 60 cars in the lot, and there's no mechanism in place to say you can only have 10 cars,
Yeah.
well, we're looking at how do we legally change that to put some controls in place. But it is being explored.
Thank you.
Because we are aware of it. Thanks, Rich. Anyone else? Seeing no one, motion to close late public comment.
So moved.
Second.
All in favor?
Aye.
All right, there's no matter for a late executive session. Governing body scheduled July 17th, August 21st. I'd ask for a 5-minute recess, and we'll resume in back on the record. And just good clarification, the new backhoe that was authorized tonight comes with a clam, and so that Jesco one does not have to be authorized at this time. I need a motion to adjourn.
So you-
No.
Yeah.
Oh, I'm
well,
sorry.
Yeah, because it's been tabled, you need to.
Okay, so let's,
Cancel it?
we'll vote no. I need
No, you just,
a motion.
For next year.
Well-
Take it off the agenda.
We gave it a resolution number.
right. So you need to,
Rescind and deny Resolution 633.
yeah, you can.
I need a motion to rescind and deny Resolution 633, purchasing backhoe state contract
So moved.
clam digger.
Second.
Any discussion?
I do have a question then.
Yeah?
If we somehow, like 3 months from now, decide we do need it, if we turn it down now, does that mean we have to do anything?
No, the
special?
funding's in place, so.
No, I'm just, one of those things,
Cancel.
the trick of somebody voting no, just, all that.
No, it can always come.
That's why you're taking it off
Okay.
completely, you're
As
not
opposed to
voting
voting,
no.
okay. I want to make sure that that distinction is correct.
Got it. Thank you.
Okay.
Can I have a roll call, please? To rescind and remove. Yeah, not deny. Rescind and remove.
Delariva,
Yes?
Hudson,
Yes.
Sondemire,
Yes.
Yazdi,
Yes.
Costa,
Yes.
Tomato.
Yes.
Need a motion to adjourn.
So moved.
Second?
All in favor?
Aye.
Thanks, everybody. Thanks, Dawn.
You're welcome.